Hi, my name is Brittany Partridge, and I'm an attorney at Butler Kahn. This is going to be part 3 of I was in a car wreck, and this was my experience going through the claims process. In part 1, I told you just about the wreck and what evidence I made sure to get on scene. Part 2, I talked to you about my experience with the property damage claim, including getting my vehicle fixed, but specifically a diminished value claim, and knowing that you can push back on diminished value offers because it is important that you get that diminished value. You're entitled to that in Georgia. And now, part 3, I'm going to talk about my bodily injury claim. In part 1, I said, within 24 hours of the wreck, I went to the urgent care, and got checked out. At urgent care, I'm told, give it 2 weeks, take this medicine, then go see a chiropractor if you're not feeling better. From experience and watching my clients, I know that I personally would never recommend a friend or family member to go to a chiropractor after they've suffered a trauma and their body is still adjusting to that trauma. Chiropractors are great for other reasons, in my opinion, but I do not and have never and will never send clients immediately to a chiropractor when they've just been in a serious wreck. You shouldn't be moving bones around when, in my opinion, when you have muscles that are swollen and not in that place they were before you were in this wreck. So, again, that's just my personal opinion, but I decided to make an appointment with an orthopedist instead. It took me a while to get into an orthopedist's office, and unfortunately that is a common thing I see for my clients, especially an orthopedist that is reputable, and for me it was important that my orthopedist did not have medical malpractice claims against them, so I did my research beforehand. Well, I made my orthopedic appointment about 2 weeks after I made it. I was able to actually get in, and the orthopedist took x-rays, did some physical tests on me, and referred me to physical therapy. I had some follow-up appointments after that, continued my physical therapy. Physical therapy did help, especially my upper back. My neck was killing me. I was having constant headaches. Every day I was having headache and taking ibuprofen to try to help. And the physical therapy did help get rid of those headaches or significantly reduce them. But my lower back was really the issue. And I was 30 at the time of the wreck. It's not like I had some chronic, back pain, and I had never had surgery, never been in a wreck like that before. And I knew that there was still more treatment to be had because I wasn't fixed. And again, without getting into too much detail, I continued treatment. I'm recommended for an MRI, recommended for additional treatments, and ultimately actually told I'm going to need surgery. So with all that said, it took time, it took conservative treatment, it took imaging to find out what was ultimately going to fix my issues that I was having as a result of the wreck, and really to even learn the full extent of the issues from the wreck. But after I am told that I need to have the surgery, I not exactly ready at 30 years old to go and have back surgery, so I just kind of sit with that in hopes that I can just deal with the issues I'm having for now, and then when I do need the surgery, I will have the surgery. But I draft a demand for my bodily injury claim for the policy limits. State Farm did protect its insured by paying the policy limits for their insured instead of the $500 that they initially offered me, and I was able to resolve my claim against the person who hit me as well as against State Farm. So it was a longer process than expected, partially because of me. I took longer than I probably should have to make my bodily injury demand, but I did ultimately make it, and with the help of Emory Rogers in my office, who signed the letter for me, he was able to make the demand on my behalf, and we were able to get a good result. But the biggest lessons learned throughout this process are the biggest lessons: do not take the money that is immediately offered to you from any insurance company, especially within 24 to 1 day to 7 days after a wreck. I truly did not know the extent of my bodily injury claim until 3 months after, when the doctor told me that I was going to need surgery. So absolutely do not take that. Second biggest thing, get the treatment you need early. I see too many clients that wait too long to get treatment, and their ability to recover is just not the same as it would have been had they had early treatment. But I understand a lot of people can't afford medical treatment. It is expensive. I have health insurance, and my copays were still pretty substantial each time I went to physical therapy, and not everyone can afford that. But you can always talk to your medical providers about potentially holding off until you resolve your personal injury claim and are able to pay them back. Some will work with you, some won't. And just making sure that you get the treatment you need so that you can live your life and take care of the people you might need to be taken care of. And then the third biggest lesson learned, go to a body shop of your choosing. I will never just go to the preferred trusted vendor that I can get in tomorrow for a body shop, because my vehicle already has paint peeling and the 2-week-long process of, your exhaust is just a little wobbly now, it's making a little noise, and then having the random gashes that were in my trunk that were never there before, that were not caused by the wreck. It was caused by somebody else doing work, and my trunk still doesn't open the same. So I would say those are my biggest lessons learned. But I hope that you never have to deal with this. I hope that you are never in a car wreck. But if you are, I can say from personal experience, I understand what you're going through, and I would be happy to help. And I hope that if you are ever in a wreck and you need an attorney, that you reach out to Butler Kahn.